Well, it's so wonderful to have you back. Jubilee, I want to say welcome this morning. As we move into this Native American History Month, as we at Jubilee like to talk about inclusion, diversity, the ethnicity, the spirit of creation, spirituality. Thomas Berry writes in his writings about the ecozoic existence, about connecting with indigenous cultures and bringing that wisdom into our purview, our vision, and our field of energy into life. So it's an honor for me today to be here to offer maybe some insight, maybe some of what the land here in Asheville offers you. Some of the land that my Cherokee ancestors have lived on for thousands of years. The ancestors that came even before them, the tree people, the stands tall people, the ones that the very tourists just got through leaving and looking at. And they come to appreciate the beauty of what we have here that we call home. And that's what Jubilee to me is representing more and more, is a place that I can find a place in my heart to call home with community. Because in Native American History Month, not even just Native American History Month, let's think about being indigenous members of this earth. That makes us a member all of one tribe and one tribe only. One tribe of Mother Earth. So if we take being native a step further, from just a small piece of land, a continent upon this greater earth, and we connect deeper to the roots of who we are, the very roots of the very trees that draw the people here to visit with us, to infuse money into our community, but also give us an opportunity to appreciate what surrounds us with each and every breath, with each and every day. So let's take this opportunity to really, really honor the indigenous life of all living beings, not just the human natives, but the native plants, the native stone people of this land, the native water that runs and flows, that is the lifeblood of these Blue Ridge Mountains. So in a good way, welcome Jubilee, and take a look at the camera and wave at all those people that are out there on virtual world. Thank you for being here. Thank you for adding your vibration, and we invite you into this moment to celebrate and to honor in a good way. So now, for that, now it's time for me again. As many of you know, I come up here with notes sometimes and I don't use them. But this is also the time where we're going to go into, what are we doing now? Welcome into relaxing. So we did that. Okay, we're going to go in. We have our baskets here. The baskets here. The money goes back to feeding the homeless and giving back to our community. So if you will, while we offer this next song, please come and offer in a generous way. Thank you very much.
Come on.
Struggle, no more strife with my
Thank you, Paula. I want to thank you again for contributing. And part of the contributions that we're making here in community are only not monetary, but the efforts that we put forth to bring awareness to the life and the vision that we walk forward into as a common unity, as a community. So in this moment, we're going to honor the directions. Whenever we say in the program about calling the directions, I got to thinking about that. And what is that like to really call the ancestors instead of being in service to? How about we start calling it the honoring of the ancestors? Because maybe when you go to an elder's house and it's time to eat, you don't call the elder, hey, come get a plate. You fix a plate and you take it to the elder. So I want to honor the elders in this time. And whatever this means to you and you at home, in this moment, whenever there's so much going on in the world, when there is so much in this moment that is being prayed for, and as we go back again to honor our roots, if you'll stand with me, please. For those of you that haven't been here before, we're just slightly off kilter to the east right here, which is kind of Jubilee. And to breathe deeply and just to remember that we share one heartbeat. Slight turn to your right, please. Face to the south. Way, way, oh, way, way, oh, way, oh, hi, oh, hey, way, oh, way, way, oh, way, way, oh, way, oh, hi, oh, hey, way. Turn to your right, please, to the west. Way, way, oh, way, way, oh, way, oh, hi, oh, hey, way, oh, way, way, oh, way, way, oh, way, oh, hi, oh, hey, way, oh, way, oh, Turn to the north, please. Way, way, oh, way, way, oh, way, oh, hi, oh, hey. Way, oh, way, way, oh, way, way, oh, way, oh, hi, oh, hey. Way, oh, way, oh, hi, oh, hey, way, oh, way, hi, oh, hey. Way, oh, way, oh, hi, oh, hey. Way, oh, way, oh, hi, oh, hey, way, oh, hi, oh, hey. You face the center, please. And if you will, just inhale and take a deep breath and envision your spirit and what's in your spirit and what this heart brings to life for you. We ask you, ancestors, to hear us in the language of silence. For sometimes silence is the only emotion or feelings that we can give. Sometimes our humanness doesn't have the words to express the depths of our dreams and our visions. We thank you, ancestors, for being with us, for continuing to watch over us and to guide us into the future that you have dreamed and envisioned for us. We ask you, ancestors, to continue to walk with us in a good way and know that we love you and that we honor you and that you're always welcome here amongst us. Oh. So, there's a lot of hungry people out there, so guess what we're going to do? We're going to feed them again. And that's part of what has happened is we've moved forward into the world. As Michelle's fond of saying, this thing right here is only a suggestion. So energetically, thank you, brother. Actually, this is just a good little prelude.
Okay, you got it.
Thank you, Jubilee. And now we're going to have Michele come up and tell us what we're doing here in Jubilee in Action. Pardon me? Oh, the song. Oh, okay. Do the song then.
Here we go. You know it. Though below me I feel no motion, standing on these mountains and plains, far away from the rolling ocean, still my dry heart can say, I've been sailing all my life now, never harbor or port have I known. The wide universe is the ocean I travel, and the earth is my blue boat home. Sun my sail and moon my rudder, as I ply the starry sea, leaning over the edge in wonder, casting questions into the deep, drifting here with my ship's companions, all we kindred pilgrim souls, making our way by the
Okay, it's time for Jubilee in Action. This is where we share news of what's going on at Jubilee and ways that you can get involved. And we have a few announcements to make right now. And Sage, are you going to get up here? Sage? That would be me.
Good morning, Jubilee. I'm here with hospitality today, many hats, but I just want to let you know we came up with an idea for on the 19th during coffee hour. We're going to have a Thanksgiving potluck. So be thinking about what you might bring. I think we'll have enough electricity outlets to maybe plug in a few crock pots if anybody needs to bring in a crock pot. I know I'm going to bring in a crock pot of hot apple cider. Yeah, and so anyway, it's going to be exciting. So it'll be right after coffee hour, or right after Jubilee, rather. That's going to be our coffee hour, is a Thanksgiving celebration. So I hope everybody can come. Yay, it's a party. Thank you, guys.
The 19th, right?
The 19th, Sunday.
Hello, it's time for another book group to start. We're going to be starting Monday, November 27th at 4 o'clock at Carol's house at Brook Hall. Our book is Andrew Harvey, The Essential Mystics. It's an oldie, but it's a goodie. Huh?
Yeah, there you go.
Essential Mystics by Andrew Harvey. It's an older book, copyright 1996, but it's still very with it today. So hopefully some more of you can join us and enjoy this book.
This is just practical. Every so often, something gets left behind, and I won't know, as we're cleaning up, I won't know whose it is. So I keep things in the back gray cupboard that I find, usually, and actually somebody found, and I don't know who it was, but there was some choir material left behind and a lovely bag. And those two things are sitting over here for today, but then I'll put them in the gray cupboard if nobody collects them. But I have a couple coffee mugs and an earring, and so, you know, I can't find you. I have found a couple people who left their cell phones, and I found them while they were still here. I hope never to have to go searching for someone that isn't here with their cell phone. So anyway, just practical. Thank you.
Okay, so next week's Sunday celebration, we're going to be sharing information about everything that's been going on, sharing some financial information, information about actions that came out of the retreat. So please, and we originally announced it was going to be after the Sunday celebration, but it's not. It's going to be during the Sunday celebration because it's actually sacred work that we're doing, so we're embroidering it into the Sunday celebration itself. So that's next Sunday, so please be here so that you're the first one to get news about everything that's going on. The men's book club is going to start. It's going to be online so that more people have access to it, so it'll be both by phone and Zoom. It'll start on 12 noon on this Wednesday, November 8th. The book that's going to be read is Falling Upward, A Spirituality for the Two Halves of Life by Richard Rohr. And Daniel Robinson is the person who is coordinating it and setting up the Zoom, and his contact information is on the website and on the back of today's bulletin, and contact him if you'd like to get the link to that. Sally asked me to remind you that the singers are going to have rehearsal this Wednesday at 6:30, so if you're a singer or if you want to be a singer, that's when the rehearsal is, and you can always get in touch with Sally for more information. The Zoom coffee hour is happening again today with Kayla McCulley-Stevens right after the postlude, and I hope to see you all in the 6th grade classroom for a little coffee and conversation at the end of today. And that is it for Jubilee in Action. And next up is Beth Juliar, who is going to share a poem.
Hello, everybody. Can you hear me? That's good? All right, good. I have a poem that I wrote to share. To Yona. Ah, it's Yona, like the sun's first ray over the mountain ridge. The air feels lighter, the day brightens. Yona, you summon the most profound thoughts, tangible, present, never lofty or remote, always with a light touch, laughter and kindness. You are at home, at ease, with bounteous earth and winged sky. You open the door and invite us to sit by the fire. You awaken our guardian angels. We love and cherish you.
On, guys? Okay, I'm on. What a beautiful tribute to a beautiful soul and a beautiful, beautiful community. Thank you. Breathe deeply. Now is our time of prayer. I invite you to come up and ring and sing your bowls and bells. If you're online, you may enter your prayers into the chat. You can also email your prayers to prayers@jubileecommunity.org. There are endless ways to pray. There is no right way, no wrong way when you're surrounded by love, and you are. Yona and Diane will be at the Western Wall to pray with you and offer communion with you as you choose. Let's pray. Ringing out prayers for all of the new people in the world. Ringing out these prayers for all of the old people in the world. Ringing out prayers for those who are going deeper into the world. Ringing out prayers for all life, past, present, future, beyond. May we all go deeper into the world. Breathe deeply. I invite you to take a hand so we can seal these prayers. May I? You hear me say this a lot when I talk about community. We are a community, and we're a community with a lot of history. Oftentimes, we become parts of temporary communities that can last for minutes or hours. I was a part of a temporary community this week. I was luckily invited to a concert. I went to a Stevie Nicks concert. Yeah, I know. There's a point to this. I'm not bragging. She came out at the end of the concert, and she said very poignantly before a song that made everybody cry, "The one thing I invite you all to do, the one thing that unites us all and makes us all the same, is to check in on those that you love and to continue to do that. That's what makes us all a community right now." And then she said landslide that made everybody cry. Later that night, we all gathered at a place where people gather after concerts, and I met a person who said he felt like he didn't belong anywhere. I believe that love, no matter who you love or how long you've known them, love offers belonging. Love offers belonging. Some of us are old people. Some of us are new people. Love offers us belonging and gives us a home in this moment. Let us be homes for each other as strangers and as citizens of this good earth. Breathe deeply. Give those holy hands a squeeze. And after we sing at the appointed verse, we will share God's love with one another.
Peace is flowing like a river, flowing out of you and me, flowing out into the desert, setting all the captives free. Love is flowing like a river, flowing out of you and me, flowing out into the desert, setting all the captives free. Go ahead and share your peace with one another.
come up and share a song with you about hope. And we're going to flow right on into our learning and our lesson today. I want to quote from you from a Lakota tradition. In the Lakota tradition, there's the sacred feminine is known as the white buffalo calf woman. And the white buffalo calf woman, in some parallels, is kind of like Mary Magdalene, that whatever her words were precious to the people. White buffalo calf woman says, "A man who looks first into a woman's outer beauty will never know her beauty divine, for as there is dust upon his eyes and he is blind." And from Ponca Chief, "Go forward with courage, and when you are in doubt, be still and wait." And as we get ready to go into our reflection about Indigenous ways, this quotation by Chief White Eagle of the Ponca people. The Ponca people were once a grand nation that used to roam the mountains, the Bitterroot Mountains around Idaho and Wyoming. And whenever all the Indian tribes were condensed into Indian Nation in what they call Oklahoma, this is whenever he came, and he said that to go forward with courage when you are in doubt, be still and wait. And this is something that he mentioned to his people when they were trying to decide to whether war against the United States or to listen and to really absorb in their heart what was being offered to them. Not by the promises of broken treaties that kind of gave them hesitation to listen to begin with. Promises broken. Keep your land, you can stay here. Wait a minute, we changed our mind. And instead of taking this to heart and taking this energy and turning it into a warlike energy, Chief White Eagle was saying, let's sit with this for a moment. Because Creator over time has shown us that once we breathe along with the wind and we start to allow the flow of life to surround us and permeate, and that medicine to take time to work inside our heart and spirit, when you are in doubt, be still. Whenever the people were in doubt as to whether to take the word of people that had already broken their word many times, still the fortitude to sit still and to pray and to trust that the Creator would reveal the truth, not the words of a human being, but through the spirit and the gist of spirit of wind and nature and all things that feed life. And these are the filters that we use to keep the dust from landing on the lens of our perspective of life. When we're able to take a breath into these moments, to sit still and to really allow the vision to be clear. Have you ever been writing something and it comes from your heart? And if you're anything like me, I can really get caught up in a thought whenever I'm writing, and I get caught up in one thought, and I was going to tie it to another one, but I got so caught up in this one, I forgot what the next one was going to be. And that's kind of beautiful, because maybe that was something that was going to land on my lens to kind of clog up the vision of what was already put on my heart. In this time of coming out of these times, what we call the masculine era in life, how many of you were maybe under the impression in 2012 something changed in the constellations, that something changed energetically in the world, that there's a shift happening to where the feminine is coming back into that mother energy power. Power may be a strong word, but what is energy? What drives energy? Who are we as people? Who are we as human beings upon this earth? If we come from the star people, then let's understand that we come from chaos. That we come from constant collisions that happen in the universe. And these collisions cause reactions. And these reactions bring together thoughts, energy. And whenever we do this as a society, whenever we find that we have differences, whether it's political, religious, whatever it is, we find that we're colliding energetically again. And now we are here physically upon this earth to demonstrate what's happening in the cosmos. We are just an echo of something that's happened billions and billions of years ago. And once we go back into Native American History Month, and for me, Indigenous history, people of all earth, because I'm no different than you are. Just because I'm standing here looking this way in my traditional garb, there were Cherokee before me that looked nothing like this. And let's remember that there were gatherings of people that brought their energy and their visions together just like this. Circled up as much as we can. The orbits that create life, the energy that happens in the universe. As we sit right here as a community, even with our thoughts and as we're listening, we are orbiting an energy of life that brought us here in common unity. Community. Common unity. And after all, isn't that what the universe is? Because without the chaos, there is no unity. There is no wandering. So let's take the word chaos and turn it into wonder, curiosity. Because isn't that kind of what leads us to our mind to go and wander? And if there's something unknown and we don't understand it, and maybe it kind of gives us pause to step back. Now, this is the kind of chaos that whenever we talk about Native American History Month, of a people represented here by these dolls made by my family, they have no faces because they represent spirit. It's the sacred masculine and the sacred feminine coming together. We call them the Tunesti. The Tunesti in Cherokee language means the little people. The little people are here in these mountains as the spirits of those that have walked this land before, that are watching over the people to make sure that we are always in alignment with an agreement made in the beginning of time to always love, respect, and honor all living things. All living things. Blades of grass, flowing water, stardust, bumblebees, grubworms, all these things. There was a time when all the living beings of the earth came on this land. They came together in a circle. Each of them had a vision about what the future looked like. So in this sacred moment, the wind brought a message from the star people. And the wind began to ask the people to help the universe understand that there was this light, this star known as the earth. And that the other beings of the sky wanted to know, who is earth? Who is this Mother Earth? So the wind came and asked the people, who are you? Asked all the living beings of earth, who are you? Tell us who you are. So all the living beings of the earth, and they came, and they sat in circle, they envisioned the future. They cried tears of happiness and tears of vision of the future and tears of sadness, all the things in between. And as they began to shed these tears, it created a lake. And whenever the lake was formed with all the energy of the vision and the dreams and the hopes and the future and all the human emotions and all the realities of the things that evolution brings to us, whenever the prayer was complete, there was a lake of tears. And whenever the lake was still, the wind came and began to form ripples that began to go out into the earth and energetically feed and nourish all living life. And the wind became so strong and so cold that it froze the lake into a crystal lake of tears of hope and dreams. And the wind continued to blow, and it made the mountains that we stand on now. And people sometimes say, I don't know why I came to Asheville, Yona. I just know I needed to be here. The Cherokee have a story about that. There's a crystal lake that lives under these mountains that was created in the vibration of hope and vision and dreams and goodness for all of those generations to come. And if you're in tune with that vibration, then that's why you're standing here, whether you know it or not. And if you're searching, go a little deeper with that. Because that's what we appreciate. That's why all these tourists come here, to watch the leaves change, to watch the trees, to come and put their feet upon this earth. Because you step right outside this door and you pick up a little piece of that soil, guess what? You're not going to find another piece of soil like that anywhere else on this earth. And when you look in the mirror and you enjoy that beauty, you're not going to find that beauty anywhere else on this earth until you look deep inside. And when you're here, we're being watched. Not someone up in the sky watching to make sure that we're following these 10 commandments. They're not standing here watching who did this, who zoomed who broke the treaty, who was right, who was wrong. They're not here to decide those things. The only thing that the Sunesti people are really concerned with, are you in alignment in loving all life? Love, honor, and respect all living things. And once we make a healthy garden, we have our own garden of health, and I feel that that's whenever we can really start to spread the seed of who we are as a community. Whenever the settlers came here to this land, they found this land rich with herbs and roots and all the things. There was game, there were rabbits and fish and deer, you name it, it was everywhere. And now we stand in a time whenever we kind of look back at some people I talked to said, man, I didn't know there were any Indians left. Where have you been? Well, to begin with, they put us in this little box called Oklahoma. And we managed to grow and permeate from there. Taking this story about this crystal lake of hope and vision, and whenever the winds came and blew upon that energy that was that Indian state, we began to ripple, and we began to go back out into the world, and we began to share the vibration of the lake of vision and hope. Some of my people, my ancestors, were forced to go to Oklahoma on the Trail of Tears. In 1908, we have a letter from my grandfather, William FrenchHawk, writing to the Department of the Interior in Washington, D.C., stating his plot number. And this is how we learn some of our family genealogy. He went down the list of my grandmother was Tolowetsi. In English, it was called greasy fat, the lard that you cook with. And we began to learn about the history of who we are as a family within a great nation of people that's still trying to find identity from being some of the first people upon this land. And a wind came and separated that voice from the vision. But the thing about ripples is that maybe they start out small and then they expand. But where do ripples go when they're done? Where does that vibration go? And maybe it joins the wind and it comes back, and in the winds of time, they talk about history repeats itself. So maybe it was in this time when my grandfather walked back from Oklahoma to reveal this information, this ripple of information was being brought up again in our awareness to remember who we are as a people. Now, the Jubilee community had been asked to leave a home of 30-something years, a New Age trail of tears, if you will. Some of us didn't want to go. Some of my people didn't want to go because this was the only home they ever knew. And look at us now. How do we thrive and how do we make that return journey to honor the voice in the wind? How do we as Jubilee community, how do we go back and create that wind ourselves to create the ripples that will be the vibrational knowledge of the future? What can we do now as the universe, as the stars are watching, as you look at the stars and you're waiting for this story that was told billions of years ago to come into your awareness so that we can use it, just like this energetic rippling that's happening in our world and in our awareness. It's happening in our communities. How do we feed the hungry? How do we house the homeless? How do we instill morals and values in the next generation of our children? How do we put aside the things that are confusing in this world, like the politics of this land and the people that are running it? What can we do for those people that we call politicians to help bring them back into the balance of nature, of humanness and kindness and compassion and consideration for one another? And when I say one another, I mean you, and you, and you, not some picture of somebody on a piece of paper that's getting way more attention than there's other things. How can we take this lesson? In God we trust. How can we take this energy, this green energy, reclaim it? What is your currency that's going to get you to the future? Is it a $20 bill? Is it 20 minutes of breathing? Is it with each and every breath giving thanks and gratitude for each and every breath given to us by our ancestors? We're just another wave of ripples that's happening, Jubilee. And if there's anything that I can address, being a full-blooded Cherokee, being a native of this land, growing up with a people that have loved it and honored it, they have given back. We were given to these mountains. These mountains were a gift to my people, and we were a gift to her to always remember to love, respect, and honor one another. And we knew the tribe was going to grow. We didn't know it was going to be so diverse in nature. But here we are. So on this first Sunday of honoring Native American History Month, I, Yona, your Jubilee Minister of Indigenous Ritual and Ceremony, I'm honored to stand here this day, not only as a minister of this church, but also as a member of a tribe of people that only want better for the mother that is giving so much, so that we can live the life that we have. So when we go back into the mountains that you call home, next time you're out there in the woods and you're feeling a little confused about what's going on in the world and the wars and the things that may cause doubt in your life, next time you're on your back porch, just wandering or walking through the woods, just ask. Just ask, because they're there. These spirit people are here to guide us. They're very familiar with the people of this land, not just the Cherokee, but anyone that comes with the heart that is in balance with the agreement to always love, respect, and honor all living things. And if you're in alignment with that, next time you're out there, you'll know you're not alone. In a good way. Oh. My grandfather used to always say, if we can't laugh at ourselves, what are we going to do? We appreciate all of your gifts and all that you do. We're going to pass the bowls. We ask that you contribute to what is happening here at Jubilee to continue these messages of hope and vision and guidance, to sustain what we're doing here as a community. Understand that whenever this financial offering is given, and thank you, those of you online, thank you for your contributions, and know that this money is appreciated. This isn't just a gesture to pass the bowl around to say, hey, okay, you can pay me now. This is about what are you willing to give in order to realize your visions and your prayers. What is your understanding of sacred reciprocity? What is value worth of value given? And these are some of the small earth visions that we're trying to share with our children. So in a good way.
Follow the sun, which way the wind blows when this day is done. Breathe in the air, set your intentions. Dream with care. Tomorrow's a new day for everyone. A brand new moon, brand new sun.
You Jubilee, and some people ask, what is the gesture you're doing there at the end? Laura and I do this a lot whenever we're honoring the gift. And whenever we take the offerings, I offer it 3 times. One time for the past, once for the present, once for the future. And on the fourth time is about the free will to receive the gift or not. So this is what is being honored in that time. So Jubilee, I ask you to continue to walk out into the world with your awareness. Continue to give in reciprocity with each and every breath and be aware. Every time you breathe in and every time you breathe out, remember you're contributing to the beauty that surrounds you and that you are part of the ripple of life that is going to continue to give breath to the next generations and to the next generations and the next one. Thank you, Jubilee, for all that you do in a good way. Let's all stand up and sing.
We are going, heaven knows where we are going. We know we will get there. Heaven knows how we will get there. We know it. It may be hard, we know, and the road may be muddy and rough, but we'll get there. Heaven knows how we will get there. We know it.
Whoa, yeah, yeah. Whoa, yeah, yeah. Whoa, yeah, yeah.
Thank you, Jubilee. They took the whole Cherokee Nation, put us on this reservation, took away our ways of life, the tomahawk and the bowie knife. Took away our native tongue and taught their English to our young. And all the beads we made by hand, and nowadays made in Japan. Cherokee people, Cherokee tribe, so proud of them, so proud of them. They took the whole Indian nation, locked us all on this reservation.